Hi folks, back again. Got the bottom end in, pistons, everything, crank, turned it over and up right here. I wanted to show you, I told you my next thing I wanted to do was put the timing chain and gear on. And I bought a double roller timing chain this time. It's twice as thick, twice as wide, and it's just stronger. I highly recommend them, even for any application. I gotta confess, I don't like the cam gears they put on some of the General Motors cars. They had nylon teeth around them here, and it was supposed to quieten the motor down. It didn't really. And well, nylon is just not as good as steel, and it'll break and it'll get old. And anyway, I don't think they do it anymore. But I wanted to show you something here, in case this is you guys doing this for the first time. When you do this, you got to have that number one cylinder up. You notice that number one piston there is up, all the way to the top. That's top dead center. Okay? Now the number one cylinder is on the driver's side, and it's the front one, okay? In case you didn't know that. But anyway, here's how you line them up. Here's how I do. I've been taught this. I do not have it on there tight yet, because I got to put some thread locker on these bolts right here. I highly recommend that. Or on anything, any boat that goes in the motor, I put thread locker on it. But here's what I'm talking about. You notice that little dot right there, just above my finger. That corresponds to a dot down here, right there, on that crank gear, okay? All right, that has got to be like that. It has got to be like that. When your motor's on top dead center, this crankshaft, the keyway, will point right towards that piston. If you'll notice, that keyway right there is pointing right up there to that piston. I learned that a long time ago. But I just wanted to show you this real quickly, how imperative it is for them dots to line up. This particular crank gear has got 9 different keyways on it, so you can retard that cam and do, set your timing a different way. I've never done that, never will do it, because I don't know what I'm doing. But that's just what I wanted to show you for now. I think I'm getting ready now to tear the heads down, clean and polish up the valves. Okay? So we'll get back with you when I get ready to do that. Bye-bye. Hey folks, just a little quick video here on, I got the timing gear in. I got the oil pump in. I've torqued everything down. Now on your oil pan and your timing cover, it just takes, you just snug them up. You don't want to torque, my torque wrench won't even go that low. I think they only wanted like 15 pounds, but mine won't go that low. But anyway, I got it all, got the bottom painted. I'll wait till I put the heads on. I'll paint the heads after, well, while they're on the bench. I don't want to paint them on the block. I might get my push rods painted. I have that problem now. I'm getting ready to go over here. I've got to change the springs on these heads. That's no problem. I got the tool hanging right up there. While I'm doing it, the old fella that, well, he meant well when he was trying to sell this motor. He painted it, man. He degreased it and made it look good. But I don't know if, I was looking down in these exhaust ports the other day, and there's paint in there on them valves. I cleaned them up. I cleaned them up the best I could. with them in the heads, but they need a lot better than that. So we're going to go at it. We're going to go at it right now. And that's all I wanted to tell you. I got my oil filter adapter back on. That has to come off when they're boiling them out. So we got rid of all of our snow. Finally. You can see that old flag up there blowing. It's telling me to get up there, but it's way too early yet. About another 3 months. So anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Can't wait to get this baby running. I'm going to build a test stand for it. That's going to be interesting. That's going to cost a couple $100 or more by the time I buy a radiator and things like that. But that's way on down the line. So I'll keep you updated. So this is County Line Gardener for now saying bye-bye. Hi folks, County Line Gardener back with you. Still on this motor. Got a lot done, I think, since the last time I talked to you. I got all the bottom ends done. Bottom ends all done. Nice and snug, torqued down. Flipped it up on the stand. I put the oil filter on it. Let's see. Oh, I put the heads on it, of course. Took my I don't know if you can see, but the push rods were all real bad, you know, had carbon on them, just ugly. And I've done this for years, hundreds of them. I take these push rods and ever so gently, I'll tighten them down in my drill press. Okay? And I'll use an emery cloth, real fine emery cloth, or you can actually use that stuff ladies scour their dish pots and pans with it. Scotch-Brite, that's what it's called. Just hold it and run it up and down in there like that. Then flip it around and do that and look at them. They look brand new. Make sure the passage, make sure the tunnel's good all the way through them. I just put the air hose up against each one, make sure that that hole is clear all the way up, or you won't get any oil up on your rocker arms. But they're clean. I was going to make a video of how I adjust these valves, but I'll run over it real quick with you. This is just, remember now, this is just my way of doing it. I get them all in there, get all these snug down, all the rocker arms snug down with the nut. Okay? And I will turn these push rods and tighten on that nut until they snug up. Okay? I'll do that to all 16 of them. Then I'll come up here and I'll turn this crankshaft 90 degrees. 90 degrees. That's important. And then I'll do the same thing again. Go down through there, tighten them up, feel of them, all 16 again. It's a little monotonous, but it works. Come up here, put the ratchet on the crankshaft and turn it another 90 degrees. And do the same thing. You repeat this 3 times, all the way until the ratchet's over here to 270 degrees. Of course, you've already done it the first time. By then, at any time, these push rods will just be snug enough that they'll barely turn. Okay. Then what I do, now a guy taught me this, is I take the ratchet and I turn each one of them 3/4 of another turn, each one. Okay. This is called zero lash. And you put your valve covers on and go. I've done it many, many times and it works for me. The old school guys, I'm guilty of it too. I used to do it too. Leave the valve covers off. Tighten them, loosen them until they clack. Or, if they're making a noise, and then tighten them down again. And then tighten them a 1/2 turn or 3/4. That's the old way of doing it. That's fine. You can do it that way. If that's the way you do it, everything stays cleaner. I just about bet you take this and start it, it's going to start. It's going to start, and it's going to start pretty easily if you've got everything else right. But the valves should be okay. Now, I'm not saying that you never have to adjust them, but normally I don't. I don't. Another thing I do is I know about when I'm going to put these push rods in the heads. And these are brand new lifters, brand new lifters, come with the cam. That's another subject I want to tell you about here shortly. The cam. When I know I'm getting ready to put these lifters in, I'll soak them in a quart of oil. All 16 of them for about a week. It helps. I mean, it's not the best, you know, they're still going to have to pump up. But it helps, it helps. Okay, now what I was getting ready to tell you about the camshaft. I have a friend in town that builds race engines. He also builds, it's a machine shop for guys like me. We take our blocks in there, our heads, everything. They acid bath them. That gets them spotless. Makes them look like new. Then he'll grind the valves if it needs it. On mine, he honed the cylinder walls, then cross-hatched them, put the freeze plugs in it, took the old ones out, put the new ones in. Let's see what else he did. He done a little work on the heads, but not much. I did most of that. But I was talking to him about that camshaft I had ordered from Summit. Run over here and see what this is. I ordered this cam. It's a Summit cam model 1107. If you look it up in their catalog or on their online, it's big. Man, it was way too big. He told me, when I told him that, he looked up the specs on it. He said, that's what they use on circle tracks. And I don't want, you know, he said you wouldn't like that on the street. Because they got to idle so high and things like that. So anyway, I ordered another one. I ordered an RV cam, and I put it in. The other cam required new valve springs because of the lift. The lift was too high. And he said I'd probably had to gotten roller rocker arms. Well, I've spent too much money already on this darn thing. So here's the springs. I ordered the springs for it. Now I'm stuck with these springs. I guess I can send them back if I want to. I may keep them, put them on another one. I build about one of these a year. But anyway, I'm getting close. I got the water pump on. In order, I got the timing chain cover on. I got the water pump on. And I'm putting on the harmonic balancer. And I bought a big one. I bought the bigger 8-inch. So I had to cut off my marker that sits out here. You'll see this harmonic balancer's got markings on it. It's really cool. But I had to take that thing there off that it hangs over here for your timing light because it's for a 6.5-inch harmonic balancer. Well, okay, I had to order a pointer, both into those two parts, them two nuts, or both, hangs out here. It'll look nice. But what I wanted to get at was forever and ever, and every one I've ever done of these, well, the last two I haven't, that harmonic balancer is press fit on there. At least it is on a Chevrolet. Big block or small block. I've done them both. Well, you know as well as I do, the crankshaft's threaded. And I've pulled them on, tried to pull them on, I'll put it that way, with that bolt that holds them on. And what I've done, I've actually stripped them threads out of that crankshaft. I don't want to do that no more. I had to re-thread that. I mean, I just put a tap down there and I fixed it. But I learned something. I always do the hard way. They make a tool. They make a tool to push this back on there. I've beat them on with their hammer, everything. This tool is really cool. Let me show you this real quick. Here's the kit it comes in. I got this a long time ago. Okay, there's your puller. There's all your bolts for your puller. Now these things here, I'll have to explain to these. These are for different model cars, different like GM, Mopar, Ford. I've never used this. This is the puller here. Another puller. I'm using the threaded thing there. This here goes in that or that and so forth. Never used it. Yeah, I have. But anyway, the thing that pushes on the harmonic balancer, excuse me. There's a picture of the whole apparatus. 150 bucks, $145, I think. But anyway, if you'll notice here, that's a bearing right there, okay? That is a big nut, big threads, and I'll just have to show you how it works. You just keep going like that, and you're not pulling on them threads, folks, on that crank. And when this harmonic balancer gets in there far enough, it'll bottom out. You'll know it. You'll know it. It'll stop. That's all there is to it. Okay, I'm going to pause this video while I get this the rest of the way in there, and I'll get back. I want to show you what this thing looks like, okay? And you'll get an idea how it works. I'll be right back. Okay, real quickly, I want to show you how this works. Okay, here's this piece. Here's this piece, okay? I don't know if I can do this holding the camera. Probably not. But anyway, take this piece, and it threads on there like that. It threads in there, and there's different ones of these, like I said, for the Mopars, Ford. I think there's some metric ones there for the foreign cars. And that goes on there like that, okay? You take this bearing. This bearing goes right in there, and then this goes, threads into the crankshaft, okay? And then you just start pressing down on that harmonic balancer like that, and pushes it on. It works outstanding. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you. I guess the next video we'll be back here. I'll try to have the intake manifold on it and some other things, okay? All right, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Hi, folks. County Line Gardener back with you. Hey, this will be the last video on the motor, this 350 Chevy. It's done, finally. It didn't take me that long. Couple months maybe, but the next time you see this motor, it's going to be on the test stand. I'm going to build a test stand. I'm going to start on it next week. I always got to have a hobby, but anyway, it's done. Turned out real nice. I had the tall valve covers on it. I didn't like them. I ordered them first because I thought I was going to put roller rocker arms on it, and I didn't. I couldn't afford them. I just couldn't afford. I had to stop somewhere, but got the distributor in it. That's a trick sometimes, getting that lined up, that #1 cylinder, and getting it to drop in that oil pump shaft. It all has to mesh together at once. I should have made a video on that, but I didn't. On how I do it, it's real simple. But it's done, folks. I'm real happy with the way it turns out. If it runs as good as it looks, I'll be happy as a, I don't know, I'll be happy. I'd be happy. I think I'd be as happy as a camel on a Wednesday, hump day. Anyway, here, gotta admit it took more money than I thought. But I had to. When I bought this motor, it This motor come out of a Corvette, I told you, and the guy replaced it with a crate engine. Well, crate engines don't come with a water pump, harmonic balancer, intake manifold, carburetor, exhaust manifolds, of course, distributor. You have to use all that stuff off your old motor. Well, so you know, I got this for a decent price. But I got the same guy's got a 4-bolt main block sitting down there in his barn. He covered it and covered it and covered it with oil, so it's okay. But I'm going to grab it. He said he'd send me that block for $100, 4-bolt main, so those are nice. I can't wait to get this thing going. I still got a couple of little things here. I got a couple little plumbing holes here I got to close up, because I'm not going to obviously run a heater. Got a hole here. That's where your it goes into water jacket. You can either plug it, or that's where your water temperature gauge goes, because there's one over here also. Well, let's see. That's about it. That's about it. I plugged this hole right here. That's the hole right there. If you can see that, I primed the motor with oil, stuck a rod down in it with the drill, primed it all the way up the top. Water just come crushing out of it. I mean, blowing out of there, something awful. I guess the guy had to take the plug out of this one to put on the crate engine. I can't believe that, but he did. Back here, there's a place for an oil pressure gauge. Right there underneath that distributor on the block. That's usually the one I use. But it turned out real nice, real nice, real nice. I'll pull this, well, I can use either one. PVC valve or this one's for, you know, putting oil in it. But like I said, this is the last video until I get it on the test stand. I may do some videos building that test stand. It's going to be interesting. It's going to cost a couple $100 worth of steel. Then I got to get a radiator, battery. I got to make a fuel tank. I may use one out of a boat. I don't know yet, but we're ready to go here. I got the headers. I just don't have them on. If I had one other thing I would have done, I would have bought a custom set of plug wires. These are too long. These are just a generic set of Accels. Accel's a good brand, but well, look, it's a mess here. But it'll work. It'll work. And that's all I'm worried about. So got a vacuum line hook up, and I'll do that on the test stand. So this is County Line Gardener. Thanks for sticking around with me on this. I know it's been a long video, but I broke it down into 2 parts, and like I said, I'm real happy with the way it's going. I got another hobby here going. I got 2 hobbies going at once here. You know, I got rid of all the train stuff. Show you real quick here. I love to build radio controlled planes. I love to build them. I love to fly them. I'd rather build them than fly them. I got me a little place here to build them on. And that's why I wanted to get that motor done, because I got a lot of, let's go over here. While we're here, we might as well look at the peppers. They're coming up. They're coming up, folks. These flowers are going to get, here's the flowers. These are coleus and pansies. They're going to be transplanted today into hanging baskets. Here's my peppers. They're starting to come up. By the time we sell these in late April, May, they will be tall. Some of them will actually have peppers on them. These here haven't popped up yet because I just planted them last week. It takes peppers a while. It takes peppers a while to germinate. Now, I won't plant tomato seeds for another 2 weeks. I think I always look on my ledger. I got a ledger from last year. I keep one for every year. And I can look back, and I plant my tomatoes around the third week of February. You know, around the 20th, something like that. But everything's going good. I'm getting me some potting soil built up here. I'll buy a bag or 2 a week and I use between 25 and 30 bags every year. We're cutting back a little bit this year. We don't know. We don't know for sure yet. So we'll see. Hey, I've rambled on long enough. Glad I got that engine done. I can start on my engine stand. I'm going to pedal around with this airplane a little bit today. It's just pouring down rain here. It is just simply pouring down. Yeah, that's my blackberry patch down there. It's withstood all the frost we've had. We've not had a hard winter, but they're pretty hardy plants. We'll see. Can't wait for them to start blooming and everything. So, folks, it's County Line Gardener. Thanks for sticking around with me, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.